So I'm going to explain a little for people who have an interest in the Alexander technique but may not have access to an Alexander technique teacher, what we term in the Alexander world the lying down work. But to introduce that, I want to make some comments. First, I'd like you to notice that my pupil, who's sitting in the chair, represents someone who's had quite a bit of work with the Alexander technique. Notice that she's well organized, nicely balanced, supported by her sit bones. She's at her full biological height and ready to move really in any direction that is required of her. But I'd like to start the discussion of and the demonstration of the lying down work by quoting from Missy Vineyard's book titled How You Stand, How You Move, How You Live. Missy Vineyard is a highly respected teacher, very experienced with the Alexander technique. She says, as you stand and sit, the small, deep muscles of your back are designed to support your head and torso upright with ease. In contrast, the large superficial muscles of your back are intended to help you perform larger movements and tasks requiring greater strength. In short, performed skillfully, standing and sitting require little effort. But while these muscles can support your head and torso with ease, they cannot do this for hours and hours. Your muscles fatigue, and when this happens, you find yourself sitting in a slump against the back of your chair, leaning on your elbow at your desk, or collapsing downward into your pelvis as you stand. Or you may unconsciously use the superficial back muscles instead to help you remain upright. But these muscles are not made for the sustained work of uprightness. Eventually, this muscular imbalance becomes habitual. The deep muscles become weaker from collapse and non-use, and the superficial muscles become increasingly tense. In this state of malcoordination, you feel increasingly uncomfortable, finding it harder to sit or stand for long periods. You may also suffer more and more from pain and backache. End of quote. So now my pupil is ready to get into this, what we call the semi-supine or lying down work position. She's lowering herself to the floor gently, placing the books approximately where she thinks that it or they should be. I'll talk in a minute about how many books. And she first goes into a position where she's on all fours with her weight evenly distributed. She's trying to minimize any strain on her back. Now she rotates to put weight onto her hip and then slides her arm out in front of her and puts her weight down on her side and then just rolls on over. You'll find that it's very easy to just roll on over onto your back and the head, and then adjust the books as needed. You want the feet to be, the knees to be up, the feet to be flat on the floor, and you want them to be positioned in such a way that the knees can point to the ceiling with great ease. In other words, you're not having to hold them in place, or if you do, it takes very minimal effort. As far as the books, the number of books or how many books, don't obsess too much about it, but you want the books to be at a height which allows the head to continue out from the spine without either being tilted up or tilted back. In the beginning, it's likely that you will need maybe a little more books than you will later on. We select the books when we're doing our lie-down work. We select the books based on their thickness. Some people like to add subject matter of the books in case it's possible to absorb something through the back of the head. But we're not actually believers in that. So now it's good to lie down for at least 10 minutes, but if you only have 5 minutes, that's better than none. 20 minutes is better yet. If you have back problems, maybe more than that would be better. The beauty of this position is that it takes, we no longer have to contend with gravity. We can allow gravity to be our friend, to help us in lengthening the spine, releasing those muscles that are generally overworked. And if we do this over a period of time, we can actually get a surprising amount of benefit. While you're in this position, you're not taking a nap. This is work, not rest, although it is very restful. But a good idea would be to keep the eyes engaged. Find something, pretend there's something on the ceiling that's very fascinating, maybe above your knees, to hold your attention while you think about letting all the tension in your body relax, any unnecessary tension relax, ease off. Don't be holding the jaw, don't be holding the tongue, don't be gripping the toes. Don't be tightening the neck. None of that. Just let gravity be your friend and do its thing. So now she's been there for maybe a 20-minute period, and it's important to pay close attention in getting up that you don't lose the benefits that you gained from being on the floor. I should have said that you want to lie down on a firm surface, not hard surface, so a carpeted floor is good. Maybe on a yoga mat or something would be okay. But at any rate, now she's been there for maybe 20 minutes and she wants to come up from there to standing. So what she's going to do is she's going to look. Let her eyes lead her. She's going to look and look and look and just keep looking over onto the floor, and that will she will find that she automatically spirals over and then back, kind of reverse of what she did to get onto the floor. Now she's back to all fours and maintaining the length that she gained in her back. She'll come up to a kneeling position. The chair is handy there just as not to pull herself up, but as a way to aid in her balance so she doesn't have to work very hard. So that's the lying down work.